there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another day of Off the Board. And today I am inspired by a coloring page that has these popsicles on it. And I thought that would be really fun to document our, I don't want to say daily, it's not daily, our summertime trips to the ice cream man, basically. And so we have an ice cream man that comes around our neighborhood. He used to come around 4 o'clock, but now it's getting later, so it's between 5 and 6, which is kind of crazy since that's normally when people are just getting home and dinner is getting ready and all that kind of stuff. And so, we kind of liked it when he came a little earlier, but you get what you get. So I started out with some mixed media. I have 2 photos that I'm using, and they are from last summer and this summer, so it's kind of a comparison type of layout. Like, this is Noah last summer and this is Noah this summer. It's got the same ice cream man, and of course his mommy is with him in both photos. Now I decided to go with some mixed media. I backed my cut file, which I'm going to be using, and so that is what kind of told me what colors to use for my background. And the green one there is called Let Us Get Going, I believe. Beats Me is the purple one. Blue Lagoon is the blue one. The peachy one, I don't use a whole lot of that, I don't think. It is called Cantaloupe, I believe. And the orange one is called Dandelion. And I really like the way that they're coming out. They're a lot softer than the colors that I'm normally drawn to. I normally really like the bold colors like of the Dilutions, but I didn't want it so bold on this layout. And what you just saw me do there to get those big splatters is I loaded up my brush with some water and then some pigment, and it wasn't really splattering the way I wanted. So I held my squirt bottle right up to the bristles of the brush and squirted some water in to give it more liquid and more flow. And then I tapped it off, and that's what gave me those big splatters. And you can see me doing it there again. And I really like that technique. It works well with this big brush. And this is a watercolor brush. It's not for like acrylic paints or anything like that. It's like, I think they call it faux squirrel. So it's not really squirrel bristles, but that's what it's like, faux squirrel. But it's really soft and it holds a lot of water, kind of like a mop type brush would. And so I'm going to back the entire cut file with this purple color because I use this purple in the cut file quite a bit. And that paper, I believe, is from Amy Tangerine, and I think it's from Picnic in the Park. And you can see the cut file is already ready to go right there, and it is an ice cream cart. That is from Pear Tree Cut Files, and I love that ice cream cart. I am just thrilled with it, so I had to use it for something. And then I didn't get my paper quite lined up properly, so I had to peel it all apart and start over. And so you're going to see me do that. I left this part in. Sometimes, this does happen. It doesn't happen very often, but my paper was not cut straight, and that happens sometimes when you have mixed media and your paper is warped. Typically, I really do like to tape my paper down before I do mixed media so that it doesn't warp so much, but I was in too much of a hurry and I didn't tape it down, and so that's what happened. It warped quite a bit, and then when you use the Caterpillar, especially because it doesn't have the bars down the side like this Kaisercraft cutter does, it will not cut perfectly straight because the paper is warped and you don't have something to hold it flush to the blade. But I keep my extra trimmer to gut papers, and it works also to kind of clean up papers that for whatever reason the Caterpillar didn't cut straight on, and it's not really the Caterpillar's fault. It's the type of trimmer that it is, and it is the paper's fault for being warped, which is really my fault because I didn't tape it down. So it's just something that you have to be aware of. And then I have this 3x4 card that is from Damask Love, and I thought I would use that. And the paper at the bottom is also from Damask Love. And you can see I'm trying to get all kinds of ice cream type stuff onto this page because I think it's really cute. I was a little bit bummed that the photos are really blue, but there's no way to get away from that because the ice cream truck is all blue with the exception of that big yellow sign on it and then all of the little signs of what kind of ice cream they have. And a funny little fact, our ice cream truck pretty much plays Christmas music all year round. Once in a while, they'll slip in something that's not Christmas music, but yeah, we get Deck the Halls, we get Silent Night. Yeah, it's the middle of July and we've got Silent Night playing. There's no words, it's just all music, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Um, so I don't know, maybe they don't celebrate Christmas and realize that it's a Christmas song, or maybe they just don't care, or maybe they don't know how to change the music. I'm not really sure what the idea is, but it's funny. So I decided to back my entire cut file with some foam tape to pop it all up. I have also matted my photos on white and then on that same purple color that is border all the way around the entire layout. And I like how that's looking. It's kind of drawing everything together. I did go over a couple of areas on my background paper that had mixed media to make them a little darker around the cut file just so that the cut file popped a little bit more. And I like the way that it looks, so I'm happy with that. I do realize that the cut file is not exactly straight on my layout. I kind of did that on purpose, following the patterned paper that is torn at an angle. Now, it's not exactly on the torn part. The torn part is much higher than the wheels, but it gives you that same illusion like it's going up a hill. So that was purposeful. Also popping up this blue popsicle onto some foam tape, and because the ice cream cone 3x4 card is popped up, I have to double up on my foam tape on the popsicle stick because otherwise it doesn't have any support underneath it. I have these little acrylic popsicles from L Studio. I tried to get those on there. I didn't like how they were looking. I think it was just too much. And at some point, too much is too much. You know, I know there's a lot of more is more, but there is a point where it is too much, and I didn't feel like I should force it, so those don't make the cut. I do end up putting this title at the top of the cut file, and my title is Treats, and that is what Noah calls it. He would hear the ice cream truck coming, and he'd say, "Treats, I need treats." He says ice cream now, but when he was much smaller, he would just say treats. And we always still call it like, "Oh, do you want to have a treat?" And it's kind of like the anticipation of what am I going to get? Is it ice cream? Is it a marshmallow? Or is it, is it a cookie? What am I going to get? So yeah, it's just kind of fun. So that's what I titled it. And then I am just using my liquid glue to adhere those down. And those are, I believe, thicker brand. They are American Crafts. They are from Chamel's Sparkle City collection, but they're not dimensional. They're just glitter letters and they are flat, but they do need a little bit of help sticking down. So up in that upper right hand corner, I felt like I needed something there. There was a lot of blank space and I needed someplace to actually do a little bit of journaling. And so I pulled out my trusty label stamps, and this is from the set from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and they're retro labels. Both of these labels are from the same set, the circle one and the rectangle. And so I decided to use the purple and the blue to bring those colors up, and I like the way that ends up looking as well. And I don't have a circle cutter or a punch that is the right size to punch those circles, so I just freehand them. It's not super difficult. It's just a small circle. If I leave about the same amount of border around all the way, it usually works out just fine. So I am going to leave the purple one flat, and then the blue one is going to be popped up on some dimensional foam. And it's just going to give me, like I said, that little spot for my journaling to live. So I like how that's looking. While I do that, I'll tell you a little bit more about Off the Board. We're doing it all month long. Crystal Barrett started this. She's over at Pineapple Papers. She started it, I think this is year 2. but maybe even longer. We do it every month, the last Wednesday of the month, but in July we do it for the entire month. And so I'm trying to stay with it for the entire month. We'll see how I do. So wish me a little bit of luck. And we go and we use our Pinterest boards as inspiration for creating our layouts. So I try to choose things that are not always scrapbook related so that it really kind of changes things up and forces me to think outside the box. And I really like that. And so in this case, it was the coloring page. It prompted me to pull out all of my ice cream and popsicle type stuff and document the 2 years of getting ice cream at this ice cream truck. Now I am adding some enamel dots just to finish things off, and those are from Gina Marie Designs, and you can go to her website and get them for $2.25 a sheet, which I think is a great price. The only thing is you do have to add a little bit of adhesive underneath them because they don't stick great, but they are really good quality in that they're not flat. These ones are nice and sparkly, so I like the way they look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be back again tomorrow with another video, hopefully. And be sure to check out everyone else who is playing along. Links are in my description box down below. Thanks. Bye-bye.